What's going on, y'all? My name is Rock. We back with another video. So we are going to talk about that if you want more clients, you got to change the way you qualify. You got to change the way you talk to people. And you got to change the way you funnel leads as soon as they interact with you. So the old way, how people used to do it, and kind of how people start doing it now, is just a basic form: name, email, phone number. That's only passable if you're running ads. It's because you need to quickly get the lead. You can qualify later. But if you're doing organic marketing, that's not going to be effective for very long. However, if you had a smart form, meaning it's powered by automation, so they respond quickly, you get more data, you're able to connect with them even if they don't complete the form, you're going to be in a much better position. So it's more effective than what a lot of you guys are doing already. Another major qualifying step is just generic responses. So, for example, if you had a field that says, I like red, I like blue, someone picks blue, they get the same message as the red guys, right? So, if you create a custom logic branching, it caters the message to specifically what they want and what they need. Another example would be real estate. Hey, are you looking to buy or looking to sell? Instead of saying like, hey, thank you for your real estate inquiry, we'll reach back to you in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Let's customize it a little bit by creating highly effective messaging that caters to those two specific niches or audiences. Okay, the old way is also following up manually. So meaning you have leads, you're afraid that your leads are going to run away when they feel like they have an automated responder. That's not effective for business. You need to really create time-saving metrics to really talk to as many people as possible that come to your ecosystem, because while you're worried if they're going to respond, as soon as they finish your form, guess what? They're on to the next. They're still looking for their answer because they haven't found it yet, right? So you want to be the person that can immediately intervene, follow up, connect with them, to then move them to the next steps, right? So you can do that by using either automated chat, using AI, whatever that may be. I would lock into that as soon as possible so you can get the most out of it. The next is I'm going to bounce times back and forth with the person for the next 20 minutes until we lock down a time. They're going to be offered after the first 2, 3 messages. But if you're AI or you have a calendar booking system where they can just click a link, pick what time works, book it, they're good to go. It's more streamlined, easier on them, less back and forth. And then normally when they pick the time, unless something comes up, that's the time they can normally stick with versus having to find different times and avenues to pencil things in. So another way is anyone gets a chance to book, meaning that you name them a phone number, they book a call, and that's it, right? And then you're wondering why you can't close as much on your sales calls because anybody's getting in, even people who can't afford you in the first place. So what we do is pre-qualified bookings only. So you have to answer a certain amount of questions that matches who we want to work with in order to get to that phone call, right? If you're ready to make an investment, if you make a certain amount of money, if you're in this certain niche, if you have XYZ set up already. These are questions you can ask to kind of let you know what type of client you're dealing with. And if it's not someone that you particularly want to work with because you have experience working with that type of individual already, you can funnel them down a different path. You don't have to not work with them altogether, but you may have a free option they can take advantage of or something of that nature. Another one is always no show, tough luck, meaning, okay, they don't show up. I guess this person not interested. I'm not going to communicate with them ever again. When really they don't show up, you can take their contact information, put it in a rescheduling nurture to get them excited again. So what that looks like is if somebody no shows an appointment for me, what we normally do, we put them in an email sequence that after an hour, we send them a booking link to try to get them to rebook. Or we might send them a video of what they missed out on the first time around. Again, if getting more clients is the goal, you're going to have people that are just going to flake out, right? Or things are going to come up. So instead of just thinking of, oh, well, this person wasn't meant to work with me in the first place, you're more proactive about it and just go ahead and create systems to accommodate that, to get them the booking link again, to get them to rebook and get them more excited the second time around. So it's a real quick list I have for you guys today. I hope you're taking this stuff into consideration because as you build your business, you're going to need these things to kind of get more of what you're already doing. So instead of focusing on new customers, new marketing, new systems, new strategies, you're dialing on one system. they can encompass all of that, so that when people come to your ecosystem, they are ready. You can turn them from interested to a buyer ready consumer within days in most cases. So let's go ahead and lock in. Let's do this. I'm going to put this picture down below as a reference for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.